This video is all about a special mystery guest that made a few $1,000s profit over the last few days selling a single trending design on various print-on-demand products. Now, I don't want to bury the lead. The special guest just so happens to be yours truly, me. I know, clap it up. In this video, I want to show you how I found this trend and how I get out ahead of future trends. They're not all guaranteed to return as much money and sales as this one did, but it is nice when it works, all right? And that's what inspired this video. So I'm going to talk to you all about how I found it and what I do to fully capitalize on these opportunities. So let's get to it. So as I mentioned, this video is all about print-on-demand trend chasing. It is not how I typically go about running my print-on-demand business these days. I'd much rather focus on evergreens that can sell all year round because I feel like that's a more reliable source of recurring passive income. That's just my personal preference, all right? I think a lot of beginners get caught up in chasing trends, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to be clear, though, that I make most of my money off evergreens, not off trends, okay? But there are many ways to monitor trends. It is something I actually talk about in my niche research course, but in this video, I'll give you the high-level summary, guys. There's things like literally Google Trends has a newsletter. They'll email you every day what the trending searches were on Google. Check that out if you've never seen it. There's just paying attention to like social media. Did a celebrity get photographed on vacation wearing a funny t-shirt? That could trend, right? Are there TV shows, movies, etc., where people just wear funny graphic t-shirts? Oh, but it was in a movie. That means you can't sell it. So anything that was ever worn in a movie can never be sold? No, it's not how it works, guys. The trademark laws apply and all of those things, but you get what I'm saying? Like sometimes people will advertise this stuff for you and you just need to cater to the demand, right? You need to monitor where the eyeballs are and cater to that demand. And the earlier you are to spotting these trends, the better. That brings me to Merch Dominator. This is truly, in my opinion, unless I miss something, the best tool for monitoring print-on-demand trends. It does more than that, but where it excels vastly better than its competition for sure is monitoring trends. And I know that because, I talked to the person behind the project. They told me that they do something completely differently in order to basically identify newly submitted products with low BSRs, which is essentially a trend, right? So I'm going to go to MBA and KDP on the sidebar and click bestsellers. By the way, I'll link to this in the description in case you want to try it out and follow along. Under sorting, I'm going to switch it from BSR to newest. Then I'm going to click search. So this is looking at recently submitted products with BSRs. The lower the BSR, the more sales are probably taking place. Typically, the better. It doesn't guarantee that these will all evolve into big trends that can make thousands of dollars of profit, which I was fortunate enough to do over the weekend. And I'll tell you about how I managed to lock in that much profit as well, because it's not as simple as just finding the trend. Of course, there's more to it. But I will say that here in Merch Dominator, again, recently submitted products in the last day or two that are all selling. And when you see, repetitive designs, that typically is sending a signal that, hey, there could be something here. There could be something more to this design. For instance, like this is not pre-planned. These are just actual results returned. 3 of those shirts I just highlighted are the same shirt. It says, I could be so much worse. I could start acting like my mother. Okay, BSR 580. Next one, I could be so much worse. I could start acting like my mother. BSR 300,000. Next one, 500,000. Sorry about the dogs in the background, by the way. They say hello. There's this same design here twice. It looks like they managed to translate that into like brushstrokes. That's really cool. It's just called Vietnamese t-shirt. And this one just says t-shirt. Interesting. And it says by Thick Me Too. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but Wandering Buddhist aesthetic in Vietnam. Yeah, when I see titles like that, I do wonder. It could be the new Amazon thing where they kind of tweak titles and how they render. It could also be somebody trying to game the keyword system, so I don't always assume those are safe. You have a couple like RIP Bill Walton. Bill Walton, like legendary NBA player. I would definitely not be selling shirts with his name on it, especially because I'm pretty sure the AI can read the text these days. Maybe that one got through because they did tie-dye. Class of 2024, you've got some Father's Day stuff, etc. As we scroll, but guys, as we scroll, these are shirts that are indicative of recently submitted designs that are locking in recurring sales. Again, look for low BSRs, look for repetition. There's repetition of Valley Forge Automotive Center, and notice the BSRs there, 131,000, 180,000, 105,000. Okay, could be something there. All right, we don't even need to know why it's trending. You see what I'm saying? recently submitted. Look at the dates. They're there right there, and Merch Dominator makes them visible. And the BSRs, right? The BSRs are representative of demand, literally, like how many sales have these products made recently. Amazon constantly updates the BSR as a data point. A lot of these vintage USA shirts, awesome, like my daughter. I yell because I care. There's a whole bunch of these. I wonder if that's a Bill Walton quote or something. There's a ton of these I yell because I care shirts trending as well. Honestly, that looks like the biggest trend right now. But really the point of what I was trying to say is that Merch Dominator is the only tool I know that's optimized to index these, new submissions that are already selling. So you should pay attention to that. And if you have a better way, don't do what I did and tell everybody on YouTube, right? Keep it to yourself and go make this money. The second part of what I did, guys, it's not a secret, all right? I literally call it Ryan's method. It's when I think I know something. It doesn't have to be a trend, I guess. It's a trend in this context, but it could be evergreens as well. But I make it available on more products and more marketplaces. So if it's going to be trending on a t-shirt, I'm still going to sell it on a sweatshirt and a hoodie and maybe even a tank top and maybe even a mug or something like that, right? Maybe a hat. But I'm also going to list it on all the major marketplaces because they all also get indexed by Google. And a lot of people start their searches on Google. So I want to occupy the first 5 links of Google if that's possible. See what I'm saying? So I'm going to sell it on Amazon Merch, on Amazon Seller Central, on Etsy, on Walmart, on eBay. When I made a few $1,000s profit over the past few days, that involved one day, Sunday, where we just had a pool party. I didn't work. I was getting paid the whole time, right? And these orders are getting automatically fulfilled. All right? It's not always, the trends don't always come out this good, but by listing on all those marketplaces and all those products, I like to believe that I captured as much market share as I could. Okay, beyond that, we also set up a manual ad campaign targeting what I believe to be the primary keywords and what they would be. Not only does that help me capture additional market share if I'm not first, which I do believe I was first pretty much on each market, but also, if not first, I was second, but also it fends off other people trying to take that market share for me. I don't want to say steal, right? But like theoretically steal my market share. If I think of that as mine, well, there's competition because there's real money being made. So these are all things, of course, like that it's hard to get into on a YouTube video like this. But that's why I have a full self-paced course that shows how I make 6-figure profit every year from print on demand alone, right? Since 2019. That is linked in the description that goes into much more detail. So I just wanted to remind you guys that that's there. But basically everything I gave you here is a high level summary of my recent big win that I'm continuing to make sales from to this day, right? Hopefully we'll make another $1,000 profit over the next few days. But you never know with these trends. A lot of times it's like a big upswing and then it kind of returns back to baseline or a little bit higher. So guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Merch Dominator, first link in the description. And that's pretty much it. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon with a new video.